We're like the Black Eyed Peas. Let's get it started. Let's get it started. Right.
Is it time for Mind Types After Dark?
It is time for Mind Types After Dark, Huberly. And you know one of my favorite things, man?
What's that?
Being a super wine geek
Yeah.
who has spent far more money than is ever reasonable by any human on wine. What I
Oh,
really love is when I find a bottle of wine that's $3.99 and is awesome.
no way.
This is a straight from the winery in France to Total Wine. And it was like one of these things, like one of those where the guy says to you, get this really fast. It'll be sold out in a microsecond.
There you go.
Because every now and then it comes in. It's like, you remember $2 Chuck?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, Charles Shaw made this wine, $2 Chuck, and everybody loved it. And then it got super popular. They made too much of it, and it wasn't any good anymore. But every now and then one comes in, and this one is that wine. And when I get that, so when I found it, I was like, oh man, I got to try that just to check it out. The ratings were kind of a little bit stupidly high for a wine that cheap.
Right.
And because I have price ranges, man. On a given day, man, I never, first of all, as you know, I never ever touch a glass of wine unless the day ends in a Y.
There
And
you go.
besides that, I have ranges. So my range for an everyday drinking wine is, white wines, 10 to 12, $14. Red wines, maybe 14, 16, $18. And of course, anybody can buy a great $100 bottle of wine, right? So
Yes.
I found this wine and I'm like, oh man, I got to go back tomorrow because if I can buy a couple of cases of this for $100, I'm like,
There you go.
that's so
Now
Christmas, bro.
I'm gonna give everybody away. I'm gonna give away your secret to everybody. You already alluded to it, but I've been with you in wine shops and I know your trick. So folks, Ridgely goes, finds an employee, and says, "What do you like here? That's a great value." Every single time, they know Ridgely, and then they say, "Oh, that's the one you got to get." That's what Ridgely does. So just ask.
For sure, man. It's way easier. You find great stuff. You don't always have to agree with everybody, but take a bottle home, try it, go back and get some more. Not
That's it.
complicated.
And then the other thing I want to share too is about going to wine bars. People do the whole wine bar experience all totally wrong. Okay? There's like a world-class wine bar near me that Ridgely and I have gone to several times. My best times there have been with Ridgely. And the trick, Ridgely, as we know, is always don't go in there with your preconceptions. That's not what a wine bar is about. Go in
Nope.
there to learn, go in there to take advantage of the owner and learn something. So the last time Ridgely and I went, this was now it emblazoned in my memory originally. We went early, meaning before service really started. We were the first customers. And they know me rather well there. So I said to Jacqueline, the owner, I said, Jacqueline, we want to sample your reds. She said, okay, Hubert, sure. I said, we want to sample all your reds. And as a matter of fact, she has an extensive wine list by the glass. Okay? And I said, as a matter of fact, we'll rank them for you. And she said, oh, I would love that. And so she set us up. There were about 18 wines. Originally, then I went through them all, ordered them all. The number one wine that we came up with was the same number one that she came up with. And she's one of the only people that imports this wine from Croatia.
Yep. That was fun. I like that. I like that a lot. All right. Now,
Okay, enough of the drink talk.
I'm not sure that AI can help make great wine. I don't know, but maybe, who knows?
Okay, so folks, this is Mind Types at the Dark, and welcome to any people auditing the mastermind. Mind Types at the Dark is rather special. On our usual masterminds, we don't spend the first 10 minutes talking about wine, okay? So Mind Types at the Dark is our monthly kind of deep dive into all things mind types, okay? And now those of you new to the community, you may have heard of limbic messaging and you may have heard of our AI tricks for authentic messaging, but you may not have yet heard about mind types. And so once a month, this is where we catch everybody up. If there's anybody that has heard of the mind types but is unsure of their own mind type, and Ridgely will lead us all through the different mind types and we'll all learn about them together. And if you want to jump on and have Ridgely ask you a couple of questions and help you figure out your mind type, please feel free. So Ridgely, I ask you to take it away for mind types.
Give me a theme, man. Give me a theme. You know, we've been going deeper and deeper on something.
Ah,
Um, okay.
I know the one you want.
Oh man, can we be irreverent?
Of course
Can
we
we
can.
just
But
go there?
yes,
Because
but
we
but
don't
but
care.
but let us be a little nice to the new people and do give them a foundation before we go off the reservation.
Okay, I'm just gonna go moderately off the reservation, and I'm gonna be politically apolitical in an irreverent kind of a way.
Okay.
Okay, this should be kind of ridiculous. Okay, so before I get started, no matter what side of the political spectrum you're on, I I don't care, right? I am one of those guys who's kind of an apolitical dude. I'm like, tell me what the rules are. We'll make money over here. We'll make money over here. It doesn't matter. Whoever's elected is elected, and we'll make money either way. We're talking about United States politics. I know we have people from all over the world, but the United States politics, this cycle has been incredibly polarized and divided, and the blues and the reds and the thing and the yada yada. So we're going to talk about mind types tonight just for fun because it's entertaining to Ridgely in terms of the political spectrum. Okay, so
That sounds awesome. But also one thing I'm gonna also say that was your disclaimer. Here's my disclaimer. For folks that are new to the game, don't tune out thinking that we're lunatics and it has nothing to do with marketing. The number one thing these days is to be authentic in your messaging, especially when you're talking about yourself. And that is very hard to do, especially for small business owners and entrepreneurs. Talking about yourself in a sincere, gracious way is very difficult. And the key to unlocking that is to understand your own mind type. Because the way we teach the mind types and the way we teach you to express your mind type is in a very totally sincere way that helps you get your authentic messaging out there.
and we then use AI to make this happen at warp speed. So first of all, quickly, what is your mind type? Basically, it's why you do what you do. It is your why. But the why is not my why is I'm going to retire my mom, I'm going to take care of my kids. Why to me is why you speak the way you speak, why you think the way you think, why you act the way you act, why you do literally everything you do 365. And it dates back to when you were very small and you had to figure out a way to survive once crying didn't work anymore. Because early on, baby, cry, scream, I get milk. Cry, scream, I get comfort. Cry, scream, I get whatever. Until one day, mom says, Hubert, crying doesn't work anymore, and you got to figure out something else to get what you want and what you need. And that activity leads to a pattern, leads to a way of being that creates your why you do what you do all the time, and the mind type created by your why. There are 7 different mind types. We're going to walk through all of them very, very quickly. I'm going to add political commentary just because I can, because it's fun. And I'm not even sure where I'm going with that, by the way. That just came to me. But we're going to have some fun here. Number 1, the giver. The giver is the person that loves to make a difference, to add value, to contribute in some way to everyone around them. These are the people who are on the PTA at school. They join their community. They're part of their spiritual group. They're always helping no matter what. They bring the donuts to the office to share with everybody. They just want to make a difference. Their superpower is causes. They're always involved in causes. So these are the people who'd be out canvassing the neighborhood during the political spectrum of things. They'd be out shaking hands, knocking on doors, talking to people, trying to make a difference with what they stand for. And I'm not going to comment on that because either way, whether you're a Republican, Democrat, apolitical, Green Party, doesn't matter. If you're a giver, you're still out there canvassing, trying to make a difference. What is the kryptonite of the giver? Every mind type has a superpower, causes, and a kryptonite. The kryptonite of the giver is overcommitment. They have a hard time saying, the no word doesn't want to come out of their mouth because they want to make a difference all the time. So ask yourself the question, does that sound like you or somebody that you know that might be a giver? Number 2, the connector. The connector is all about bonds and relationships. These are the people who do what they say they're going to do. They show up when they say they're going to show up. They are all about being reliable and trusted. Trust is the superpower of the connector. Not sure how they'd feel about the Republican victory recently, because connectors are all about people who do what they say they're going to do, right? What is the kryptonite of the connector? Waste. They spend so much time trying to prove that they're trustworthy that they do the extra, then the extra, then the extra, then the extra, and they can actually be taken advantage of in that process. All right, going on to number three. Number three, the problem solver. The problem solver is the person that makes sense out of things. They take in lots of data at warp speed. They process it, they simplify it, they break it down for others, they clarify it for people, and they offer you opportunities, possibilities, options, and solutions. Solutions is the superpower of the problem solver. What is the kryptonite of the problem solver? If they don't have enough information, their brain gets mushy. They go into paralysis, like they get the dumb look. You know they're alive, they breathe, they blink, but there's nobody home. That's a problem solver in paralysis. When it comes to the political spectrum with a problem solver, they just say to themselves, okay, it's this person or that person. I'll figure it out. I'll make sense out of it. I'll take it all in. Okay, going to number four, the innovator. The innovator is the person that's always looking for a better way to do anything and everything. These are the people who ask tons and tons of questions. What about this? What about that? What if we tried this? How about this other thing? What if that would work? And they're always looking to improve things. Improvements is their superpower. That's what they do, and they do it really, really well. What's the kryptonite of the innovator? They see the shiny penny thing. Even if it makes something better, doesn't mean it's economically intelligent, doesn't mean it's going to abide with morale. It might upset people, but the innovator is going to find a way to make things better no matter what. Number 5 out of 7, the perfectionist, the person who believes that there's a right way to do things and things should be done right. If you know what A and B and C and D is, you can predict what E is going to be. You can establish order. You can eliminate chaos. You can create systems. That is their superpower. They love systems that organize stuff, that take care of things, that put things in their place. There's a right way to do things. Things should be done right. What is the kryptonite of the perfectionist? Rigidity. They're a little bit too much my way or the highway. All right. Number 6, coming down the stretch, a rebel. A rebel is the person that loves to think differently. They live outside the box. These are the disruptors. These are the people who create the new normals. In other words, to them, what to us is odd or weird is the new normal. It's normal to them. What is their superpower? Challenge. They challenge the norm. They challenge the vanilla. They challenge the status quo. And as a result of that, they challenge everybody around them who push them away. Their kryptonite becomes isolation. They are isolated by their peers, or they're isolated themselves because they feel misunderstood. Finally, number 7, the master. The master, the person with giant brains. You notice how the round head thing kind of looks like Hubert? Right, because he's a master. He's a super, super smart guy, way smarter than me. They have giant intellectual capabilities, and the master is the person who always wants to take things to the next level, especially if they care about those things. Their superpower is depth. They go deeper on anything and everything that they care about. As a result of that, because of their giant brains, they also have the tendency to overcomplicate things for the rest of us. Complexity is the kryptonite of the master. So again, very, very quickly, one at a time. The giver, all about making a difference, adding value, superpower causes, kryptonite overcommitment. The connector, bonds and relationships, superpower trust, kryptonite waste for trying too hard to prove that they're trustworthy. Problem solver number 3, clarifying, making sense out of things, superpower solutions, kryptonite paralysis when they don't have enough information. Number 4, the innovator, always looking for a better way to do everything, Improvements is their superpower. Change for change's sake is their kryptonite. Then you have the perfectionist doing things the right way. Systems is their superpower. Kryptonite, rigidity, my way or the highway. The rebel, all about challenging everything and anyone. Superpower, challenge. Kryptonite, isolation, for challenging too many people too often. And finally, the master, superpower, going depth, going deeper on anything they care about. Kryptonite, complexity, because their brain complicates things for the rest of us. So there you have the 7 mind types. And here's the thing. Authenticity is the new currency. The more authentic you can be in this world where the barrage of information is hammering you all the time, where people don't trust anybody, especially on the political spectrum of things, everything is polarized, etc. The more authentic you can be, the more you're going to connect with people. What is the number one reason why people make a decision in anybody's favor, including buying your product? Trust. Where does trust come from? It comes from connection. You've got to create that connection. What is the fastest way to do that? It's using authentic messaging or limbic messaging that taps into your limbic brain. Really, really important. There's a quick summary, Hubie, for everybody if they're new, especially. This is what you want. You want to create messaging that targets the decision-making part of the brain and builds trust immediately so that people want to be with you and buy your product or your service.
That's awesome. Thank you for that grounding on the mind types. Before I want to lead Ridgely in a couple of follow-up questions about that, is there anybody that has not had Ridgely verify their mind type or their why and would like to do so, come on camera and do so, please raise your hand and let us know. Okay, and so first one, let's see, to raise their hand was, I think I saw a hand come up. Let's see. Okay, we have Rebecca and we have Rick and Cheryl. So originally, we're going to dive into somebody's mind type. Do you want to bring Rebecca on?
Do it. All right, here we go. I got I'm promoting Rick and Cheryl. We'll promote Rebecca too, just for fun.
Okay, great. Awesome.
And then we'll make it happen.
Thanks everybody for playing along.
Oh yeah, no, it's super fun. And you want to do this. You want to know what it is, what it means like for you. Hello, guys. Hi.
Hi, Rick and Cheryl. Okay.
Unmute yourself.
There we are. There we are. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hello. Hello, Rebecca.
Hello.
Now it's officially a party.
There you go. Exactly right. So tell me, what do you think, just for fun, what do you think might be your primary mind type? Obviously, ladies first. Rebecca, what do you think? Cheryl, what do you think?
Can you hold them up again, or just the pictures so I can remember what it was called?
All right. Well, so we'll go with
It
you
was
first,
like,
Rebecca.
I think problem solver, if I remember correctly. Problem solver.
All right. So let's play with that. Let's see about
Okay.
it. I'm going to ask you to tell us a story about something that happened to you with another person, a specific incident that you can remember like a video in your mind that made you feel successful or really good.
Okay. I worked at a software company, and the main developer was running into issues. But I was the marketing person. So she came over and she said, I know this isn't your forte, but maybe you can see or give some insight from your different perspective. So she tells me about the problem, and I look at what she shows me, and it was like that. And I came up with the answer. She said, I hate you. You got it. So we have been dwelling on this for so long, but it was a different perspective. And that's really what it was.
And so when somebody comes to you with a challenge and they're about 30 to 40% of the way through the challenge, do you find you've got 4 answers for them already?
I can create very quickly.
Is it one of those things that you couldn't turn your brain off even if you wanted to?
Correct.
And it's like somebody starts talking, you're like, okay, I got to be polite. I can't say anything yet. But oh my gosh, I got this. I don't know why they don't see it. I don't get why they don't see it, but it's so simple. Bada bing, bada bing, right? Am I right?
I'm actually a more active listener, so I don't really get that far ahead of the conversation, or at least I try not to. So
Yeah, right.
because there's information I don't have yet. So when they're done, I generally pause for a second and let things gel and then come up with some ideas for them to try. And
I
usually
don't
there's a
believe you.
solution there.
I don't believe you at all. I don't believe you one bit. I believe that you can't even stop yourself as the process is happening. You're being polite, you're forcing yourself because you've trained yourself well to do this. But at the end of the day, don't tell me that you're not thinking that you've got ideas about ideas all the way through the process. Am I right?
Oh, well, sure, sure. By the time they finish the question, ultimately, it starts happening.
I know. I'm sorry. That's it. Now, do you ever find yourself when you don't have enough data? Do you ever find yourself kind of in that? I'm staring at the computer screen. I don't know why I've been staring at the computer screen for the last 5 minutes, but I've been staring at this computer screen kind of.
No,
No, doesn't happen to
no,
you.
no.
Sometimes a lot of problem solvers have that issue for sure.
Well, I'm happy to say I don't. I'm not staring at the screen. I may be staring at my paper or looking down lists, and I'm a more active daydreamer or ponderer, whatever you want to call it.
The good news of problem solvers is that, because I agree with you, and
Oh,
because
good.
my primary mind type is the problem solver, that's why I could agree so quickly because we get each other. And I wanted to congratulate you on having the very best of all of the 7 mind types for sure. I mean, it's at the same time,
Oh.
I work best, right? Right.
Well, you're going to say that for everybody.
No, I'm not. They have different mind
Only
types.
the
What do they
problem
know? They don't know
Well,
what.
thank you. High five.
So exactly, high five for sure. Couple things you want to know. Problem solvers are under communicators as a general rule. So it's not that we have any desire to hold back information, but other mind types, especially connectors, are over communicators. They want to know all the detail. The connector is all about trust. So they want to know everything there is to know about a certain situation so that they feel like they can be trusted and they can trust their own judgment. You and I, what we do is we process things. We're not trying to hold back on information from anybody. We just don't naturally blurt it out because we're working it out and feeling it out, kind of thing.
Well, actually, I'm pretty extroverted. And so I think outside myself. So that may be an issue for me.
You'll see. You'll see when you have a. So, are you in a relationship at this point?
Yes. With clients, with personal.
Personal?
Yes. Mhm.
Okay. And partner, married,
Husband.
husband. Okay. I got a great one for you, just for fun. Okay.
Okay.
So here's the deal. Next time your husband comes to you and he's got something he's got to express, right? And you know that by the time he's like a third of the way through, you got 4 ideas for him. You know you do. I know you do too. I can see it. You're cracking up laughing. I'm like, yeah, okay. But here's what you're going to do this time. You're just going to go like this. You're going to zip it and somehow lock that thing down and let him just run out of juice, like just completely go all the way to the end. And then when he's done and he's finished, you're going to say, wow, honey, that sounds so challenging. Are you looking for solutions or do you just want to be heard? And
I will try that. I will have to.
he's going to say, Becca, what seminar did you go to? That's just not you. Where did that come from? Am I right?
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. All right. Thanks for playing with us. Appreciate you.
Well, thank you.
By the way, very quick way to overcome the kryptonite of the problem solvers is when you're staring at your list and things aren't coming to you. The good news about the problem solver is that all a problem solver needs to restart their brain and rejigger the process is more data. Here's the funny thing about it. So you can Google it, you can call somebody, you can walk down the hall, you can talk to someone, it doesn't matter. Here's the funny thing about it. The data doesn't even have to be any good, Rebecca. It can be bad data. But as long as
Okay.
you put more data into the machine, it'll crank up again, do what you do all the time. It'll sift through the data, find which is good and not, and you're back in business in a microsecond. It's very easy. In fact, of all of the 7 kryptonites, the easiest one to overcome is the problem solver's paralysis. So just more data. Give me some more data. I'm good. Back
Well,
to
then there I am. I was looking at lists. I was looking at, so I'm halfway there.
more data. That's it.
Good.
All right, Alan.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for playing with us. All right, Rick and Cheryl, unmute yourselves. Oh, perfect.
Hey, Ridgely.
Hello, darling. How are you?
Very, very well, thank you.
So, who wants to go first?
She knows she's a connector.
I was at Big Table with you and I was on stage, so
I remember that. That's exactly right. There you go. We had that moment. She's a connector. That's right.
So actually, hi, Cheryl, pleased to meet you. This is an excellent opportunity then for Ridgely to explain how everybody not only has, of course, the primary mind type, but they also have a secondary and a tertiary. So Ridgely, would you please discover Cheryl's secondary mind type?
Well, we can do that. We can play with that. What do you think it is, Cheryl?
Giver? Probably the
Feels pretty
giver.
strong, yeah.
So tell me, how do you generally build trust with people?
I've learned a lot about myself through a different platform recently, and a lot of it is I'm very empathic, and I can pick up information from people, and being able to help them, validate their experiences. That's one of the ways I do it. A lot of times, my last name's Love. It's who I am. Just that nature of giving and caring, and the mother. I am a mother. I've done a lot of childcare, and I really, honestly, there are very, very few people I come across that I don't want to just hug the stuffing out of them. And
nice, beautiful.
So it's just that kind of connection of I just love you, and I love you no matter what. It doesn't matter whether you do something I don't like or you do something I do like. I'm gonna love you because I can see who you are.
I love that. That's beautiful. Okay, I'm going to agree with you. I will not. I will give you that giver as a secondary. That, by the way, that's a very unique combination, because usually you'll find that if the primary mind type of anyone is emotional, either giver or connector, usually secondary is going to be analytical to balance that out. It's going to be problem solver, innovator, perfectionist, etc. But Cheryl's very unique. I remember playing with Cheryl. I remember her being the first person to raise her hand going in the stage. I'm like, come on up, let's do this thing, right?
Yep.
All right, Rick, so what do you think? Where are you hanging out?
Well, I'm wearing black, rebel.
Yeah?
In the last 2 weeks, I keep calling people out on their behavior, and it's not because I'm passing judgment, it's because it's part of what I'm here to do. And I don't know that I would have said that prior to a couple of weeks ago, but that's what really seems to be resonating.
So do you have, when it comes to your interests in food, music, theater, watching movies, do you have a wide range of things, or you like kind of focus in on a particular?
Pretty wide. I'm a car enthusiast, so a lot of things that I do experience have to do with learning about that world more and more. We both met Jay Leno in 2019. That was a lot of fun. Be able to connect with him. Really, really awesome guy. And so yeah, my tastes are pretty eclectic.
And what about this? So when you were a little younger and the pack went off this way, which way did you go?
Not with them. Not with them. I'm not going to say I'm an out and out loner, but I definitely don't have a lot of friends. And the ones that I do have are definitely, I'm going to use the $5 fancy word, outliers. And those are the people that I keep attracting are outliers. And we're not better. We're just in a different space than others. And I don't like having to explain myself to people. I do
When
it.
somebody makes a declarative statement to you, like, well, you know the way it is. It's just that this is just the way it is around here. How's that? You're like, I don't think so.
Not where I'm coming from. I'm not, no.
Trust me, this is something
No.
that has come up,
No.
and he will do that. Not in my experience. I mean, that's even with me at
And
times.
it's not to be disrespectful. You know, we had a call with you about 4 years ago and it was amazing. And, you know, I've been looking forward to reconnecting because I know that I love simple solutions. I know there's problem solving in me somewhere. It's strong. It's not the dominant. It's like, you do not have permission to tell me how things go when I know there are other ways they can. And it's within ethical boundaries and integritous boundaries and you know, human, unconditional space versus conditional. I don't do well with conditional energy coming at me. It doesn't happen.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Because, hey, man, tell me, oh, yeah, why? Well, I'm going to tell you why not. You tell me why not, I'm going to tell you why, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll confirm that black with you, man. My man, I'm all good. I like it. And you know what? The world needs people who take a different perspective. They just take that perspective like, hey, man, there's another way to look at this. That's not the only way. How about we disrupt this situation and create a normal that's a little bit newer for everybody?
Yeah.
And that's actually something we stepped into recently, and it's been interesting.
The disruptive space, because it was confirmed through a different platform. And I'm going, yes, that's yes. Okay. Yeah, I can wear that. I can own that. It's doing it in a way that's loving and tactful and respectful rather than forceful and embarrassing to the individual who's receiving my my remarks. And I'm here to shock and shake things up. And we are.
Exactly. That's what rebels do, bro. That's what rebels do. I think it's a very interesting situation that we're running into, right? Because you got this whole movement going very conservative on one hand, and then you got all the people over here saying, oh, yeah, well, I'm not going to buy anything unless it's from a blue business. Watch this, which is going to have the backlash of all the people saying, oh, my constituents are leaving because this and this. I just think it's very interesting. My hope is a purely personal comment. My hope is that a shakeup, a rebellious shakeup on both sides leads to a uniting as opposed to a divisive thing as we move forward. So we'll see how it all shakes out. At the end of the day, I play by the rules and I just figure out a way to move forward. So,
And
Cheryl, so great to see you again.
Thank you. I can feel this right now, that what specifically we are working towards and all that, and what everybody else that's in that similar space, the universal impact that this shakeup is going to have, because we're all doing it in our own way.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
it's going to be very interesting.
Right, for sure. I'm not watching pundits on a daily basis, but I'm definitely paying attention. All right. Thank you very much, Rick.
Before we let them go, just want to catch a couple of the things up on a chat. So Cheryl, you actually have a question from Sharon. Sharon's asking you, did you happen to say that your last name was Love?
Yes.
Sharon's last name is Love.
Yes, I caught that.
Okay, so maybe you guys are long lost relatives.
I'm married for love.
Okay, there you go. All right, awesome. Okay, so now, and also Rebecca, Rick, and Cheryl, thank you so much for being on the hot seat. And of course, you win one of my jokes. So I'm going to start with Rebecca. Rebecca, why did the elephant quit his job? Why did the elephant quit his job?
Why?
Because he was working for peanuts.
Hey, that's
okay.
terrible.
All right, Cheryl, one for you. Okay. Why couldn't the little boy go see the pirate movie?
Why couldn't the little boy go see the pirate movie?
Pirate movie, yeah.
I'm not good with riddles like this. Go for it.
Because it was rated R.
I knew it had to do with the R.
There you go. See? Okay. And Rick, you get to clean up here. How did Vikings communicate with each other?
Same here. I'm not very good with riddles.
By Norse code.
Ah,
There it is.
Those are really
You guys
good
realize
dad
I have to deal
jokes.
with this every day.
I have
I
one
have to
for
deal
you.
with, you guys only get it
Oh, wait,
once
wait.
in a while.
Cheryl has one for us.
This is one my daughter actually came up with when she was really young.
Okay.
Why was the bucket so sad?
Why was the bucket so sad? I don't know why.
He just got dumped.
That's a good one. That's an original one. That's good. I'm stealing that.
Awesome. All right. Appreciate you
All
all.
right,
Thank you
thanks,
very
guys.
much for playing with us.
Thank you.
Good to see you again, Rick and Cheryl. Fantastic. All right.
Nice
Hubert,
meeting you all.
we're having way too much fun over here. I don't know, man.
Yes, I think we have another victim for the hot seat.
We do indeed. We do indeed. And we're going to pull her up right now. She has some stuff that she's working on. And we had a conversation about an hour ago. And I said, hey, why don't you join the mastermind and have us play a little bit with what you're working on?
That's
Because
awesome.
Hubert is a genius at this stuff. And I just talk a lot. So whatever.
And
It's all
so
good.
we have set hi Sharon, nice to meet you. We have set a new record. We have had 2 hot seat members with the same last name that didn't know each other.
There you go.
Right? That's wild. What are the
Right.
chances?
So now, Sharon, before we dive into your thing, let me ask Ridgely to recap for the mastermind because we really run this mastermind like an open book. And when we do marketing things or speaking engagements and all, we love to share. We do a data dump, I call it, right afterwards with our mastermind members. So Ridgely, you did a webinar this morning or this afternoon
Yeah.
that Sharon was actually on, I believe, Sharon?
Yeah.
Yes.
So
It was
Ridgely,
amazing.
would you please recap it? What was it about? What was the punchline of it? So that, for those of us that didn't attend, what did you teach and what did people learn?
It was all about limbic messaging, how to use limbic messaging. And in addition to the formula of the partner attraction formula, which is limbic messaging plus partner-centric copy or client-centric copy, plus clear calls to action, how to use AI in multiple formats to create limbic messaging, to build offers, to do pretty much anything you wanted. So I used ChatGPT 4.0, Hubert, old school. I also used our PAF Brain tool. I used our PAF Offer tool. And we went through a bunch of stuff to show people what was possible. And it was super fun. I got a message, by the way, from Bogdan later saying, hey, man, you might even win the Best Speaker of the Year award, just saying. So I was like, cool.
Nice. Awesome. Great. Now, did you cover in that format, did you cover the 3 formats of limbic messaging that we
I
suggested?
did, for
Okay,
sure.
great. So if you can just recap that for this audience, that'd be great. And then we'll jump and apply those principles to Sharon.
For sure. So there are basically 3 easy ways. There are many other ways, but the 3 easiest ways to apply limbic messaging to your business is to create the limbic messages in the following formats. Number 1, we believe messages, right? So we believe in long-term relationships. We believe in working hard. We believe those kinds of things that cause you to think, wow, I believe in lasting relationships or long-term relationships. That's me. Second format, because something matters, because the environment matters, because your future matters, because your success matters, things that cause you to nod your head. That's right. It does matter. I care about that. And third one is you deserve messages. You deserve to be heard. You deserve to get your product out there. You deserve to make a difference. Whatever that may be, those 3 are the top formats that will cause somebody that lands on your marketing, your messaging, your funnel, your sales page, your website, whatever it may be, to go, that's right, I do deserve to be heard. That's right, my success does matter. That's right, I do believe in lasting relationships. They start nodding their head internally, which causes the inducement of a yes state. They start to say yes to what you're about. So when it comes time to make the decision about your offer, they're going to say yes to signing up for a call, buying something from you, joining your tribe, getting on your newsletter list, whatever it may be. That's the whole idea behind limbic messaging in the 3 simplest formats, Hubert.
That's awesome. Now, earlier at the start of this call, I had mentioned that one of the hardest things for us as small business owners is to graciously talk about ourselves, right? And the living messaging. And Sharon, I think the light bulb came on, must have been, when you heard Richly talking about it earlier. When you say something about yourself in a limbic messaging format, it comes across so graciously. If you say something like, I believe in massive success, everybody says, oh, I agree with that too. You let them know something about you in a way that instantly they're nodding their head in agreement. It's amazing. It's like the easiest way to talk about yourself. Before I started embracing the system, when Ridgely and I started working on this, at this point, Ridgely, it was probably 12, 13 years ago, I said, oh my God, this is going to actually let me kind of break out of my own shell and start talking about myself. And Ridgely, I think you've seen me blossom over these last couple of years.
Yeah, man. And the head's gotten shinier. It's been awesome. Okay, cool. This
There
is
you go.
the
Okay.
Reverend Mind Types After Dark, right? So we're having fun over here. Let's take a look at a page. Now, tell us, Sharon, when did you create this page? What's this page for? What are we looking to accomplish?
And also give us the elevator pitch as to what you do.
Okay. So I created this page yesterday, and then it's very rough draft right now. It's very and I played with it today after your workshop, Ridgely. Thank you so much. It was so fun. And I got really inspired, and I got over my ick factor with AI, and suddenly discovered, oh, this is actually kind of fun, and I'm enjoying it. So I started playing with it all afternoon, and I kept adding more prompts and changing it and then rewriting it. And then so I took what I wrote the first time, and I took some of my market research from the past, and I took the AI, and then I put it all into one thing, and I came up with a mess. So that's what this is right now. It's a total rough draft mess. And I have 4 clients that have, 4 clients that have signed up for interviews tomorrow. And I want to be able to present them with this offer and a few price variations and different variations of it, and sort of silver, gold, platinum levels and things like that. So it's called Inspiring Millionaires Mastermind. And
No,
the whole
I
point,
actually have it up on my screen. So should I share that?
yeah, sure.
while you
Go ahead.
talk? Okay.
That'd be awesome. Yeah.
So let me share my screen. You guys all let me know when you can see.
So it's
this.
geared to inspiring speakers and impact investors.
Okay. And
I'm
so
debating if I should put dear impact investors or speakers. I'm going to do it. There's another version that's more for speakers, but this one's for the actual.
And I see looking from the URL that this is a landing page, right? This is on Samcart. Right. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is like a one-off landing page, and however we help you improve this, you can take that away to, migrate that to your regular website and so forth.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you.
Awesome. So let me just
Yeah, I really appreciate the feedback.
Sure. So let me take a look at this, and then we'll all jump in, and then, all right.
That's weird. Oh, it didn't save some of the changes I just made.
Okie dokie. So maybe I just have a later copy. Okay, so you have some videos.
Oh, weird. So I have, yeah. Why did it not save that? I made a bunch of changes and it's not, so you're
Maybe
seeing an older version. Weird.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry. It's
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
Oh.
We have enough to go on here, and then there's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
All
added
right.
some videos and different things, and it's not even showing up, and then a scholarship and stuff. But it's anyway, this is the main part.
Okay, great. All right. So now, Ridgely and I like to bat things back and forth. So I'm going to open up with an idea and a suggestion, and then Ridgely and you, Sharon, can riff off of it. Okay. So I love the graphics, and I love these kind of things. And then there's text. So there's like acres and acres of text, and then there's like a lot of imagery. One thing that
Yeah, that's what Ridgely said you were going to say that. So I actually broke it up with some videos, and now it didn't show up.
So
Yeah.
one of the things I like to do is to create sections using bold, larger text. And so after the dear whatever opening paragraph, and then you have, let's put these images aside for a second. Like similar to these headlines, I like to use like major sections as well. So originally, like I can imagine using headlines, subheads throughout this thing that are more limbic, for sure, right?
100%.
Okay, so the various themes, like maybe that's what these are: inspire and empower, and prosper and thrive.
Mm.
Okay,
So
so
these
now,
are all, so what I saw here are, these are all power words, and power words are great, but power words don't help you start nodding your head yes initially. First, you've got to have an invitation into a thought that causes somebody to be on your page. So if you scroll up, Hubert, for a second, if I look at all of these, create a legacy. Instead of create a legacy, if you were to say, we believe in creating a legacy, somebody says, wow, that's interesting. I believe in that too. ... That makes a difference and inspires kindness. If you scroll down a little bit, you go to the next section, inspire and empower. You deserve to feel inspired and be empowered. Right? It changes the nature. Somebody says, that's right, I do deserve to feel empowered and be inspired. I absolutely do, right? You keep on going, prosper and thrive, because prosperity matters. That's right, prosperity does matter. I want to make it. You see what I'm saying? If you put the limbic message first and put that front and center, people nod their head in your favor, right? And they start getting into that space of, wow, this is my people. Sharon is my gal. She gets me. I resonate with that 100%. And if you go all the way to the top for a second, Hubie, I love inspiring millionaires, mastermind to empower millions with kindness. That's great. But what's the thing that gets people on your page first? There needs to be something above that. We believe in inspiring millionaires. You deserve to feel inspired. Something that causes somebody to go, that's right. We believe in extraordinary kindness, right? Because kindness matters. I'm just playing with themes here.
a larger opening headline.
Yeah, something that, and then something at the top, and then below that, inspiring millionaires, is great, but you got to have something that causes them to say, oh, that's different. That's unique. Here's a very attractive, pensive person, Sharon, who's going to help me understand why I deserve to be inspired, why I feel that way. In other words, that's what we want.
Yes, agree 100%. So now, while you all were having hijinks in the last call, I cheated and I went to our software, and for those that haven't seen this before, this is our PAF brain, right? And it's push button simple. You enter the URL. Here's Sharon's URL. You select a model, and I hit submit, and it actually ran all of these analyses while we were talking. And Sharon, I'll send this to you. Okay, all you need to do is
Thank you.
give me your email, drop the email in the chat, and I'll send this to you. But so originally, this ran a full brain scan, and it starts off with, let me just increase the font size here a little bit. Okay. Uh-oh. Don't tell me I lost.
By the way, this is only one of 4 or 5 of these kind of tools that we have that do all this crazy stuff.
So, hold on.
It's good. You've increased it. It looks good.
Yeah, but every time I get to this part and I want to increase here, it won't increase in here. Anyway, so I started off, I ran everything originally, and it first goes and does an executive summary. And basically, the value of the executive summary is that this is what AI feels that your business proposition and summary and problem set is. Okay, the problem and the solution. So when I send this to you, check to make sure this is right, because if it's not right, then you need to change something in your copy that's making AI think this is actually, the correct target market and solution and all of this, right? So there's the competition, there's about your team and all of that. Now, we've done some work with the we believe statements, okay, both in a long format and also in a short format, right? And so in speaking about a major headline, it could be one of these or something like one of these, right?
We believe
empowering
voice has the
communities.
potential to change the world. That's great.
I love that.
This one, we believe every voice has the potential to change the world. Yeah, that's an awesome one.
We believe you can change the world is what I'd want to say.
Yeah, that's great. And actually, you can also say I. There's a lot of power when it's when you're a solopreneur to use it in the I form. Right? We believe in the profound impact of sharing your unique story. So I'll send all of this to you because there's tons here. Now, as originally pointed out, there's a because something matters format, right? Because connection matters, because belonging matters, because inspiration matters. Now, what we're suggesting is that because you have a rather long page there, you can break it up with these different kinds of limbic formats. Another limbic format that we like to use is we picture a world, right? We picture a world where your voice ignites transformation, empowering millions to dream bigger. Right? We picture a world where your success story inspires others to pursue their passions fearlessly.
Ooh, I love those ones. Yeah.
You deserve to feel connected. Imagine being part of a vibrant community where you are truly seen and understood, sharing your journey with like-minded individuals. Right? So here's a wealth of, as a matter of fact, I'll have Ridgely address this, but you suddenly now, after a day of work on this, you suddenly now have too many ideas. and by tomorrow, you have to winnow it out to the ones that you feel, will serve you best. Right? You deserve to feel fulfilled and connected every single day. Right? So if your audience, if you're trying to address people that are kind of feeling a little listless and, yeah, they're successful, but they don't feel successful, maybe it's something like this, that, you want to hit the point of fulfillment. Right? So originally there's tons here, as usually the brain provides.
Yeah, as always, man. And it's just one of the tools that we use in our mastermind to help people to create the kind of messaging that's going to make a huge difference in everything that you're doing. It's almost too much. You want to stop sharing your screen there, bro? Okay, got it. Okay, now, for example, bring that page back up for 1 second.
Yeah, that's what I was going to bring. That was what I was going to point out next, but okay, yeah.
Because right below all those images, before you say, Dear Impact Investor, of course you want a limbic message front and center right there.
Yeah.
Something
like
that is
one of these short ones.
Yeah. Something right in the middle. And then you say, Dear Impact Investor, after they said, you deserve a life with meaningful connections and joy, whatever it may be, right there, front center. They say, that's right. And then you say, Dear Meaningful Investor. Now they're already bought into the concept of whatever it was that framed that, like an umbrella. Does that make sense, Sharon? It's super strong.
To put it above that second set of photos?
No, even before you address Dear Impact Investor, we're talking about a main leading headline.
Oh, under the photos.
Right there above Dear Impact Investor.
Yeah.
Because then people go, oh, and they nod their head and it makes sense, right? That's where you want that.
Yeah.
And then you go from there and you build it down below with all the stuff that we've been talking about. But that it is so powerful to do that.
Right.
Yeah.
Now the other thing to do is I could tell from the length.
Thank you.
I can tell from the length of your letter here that you have no problem generating the content. The challenge, and this is where AI can work amazing magic, is you can take your text and you can go to ChatGPT and say, please tighten this up for clarity and length. And it'll distill it down to the core things. So you have a lot going on. You're addressing millionaires, but then you're also talking about a greener world and LGBT plus friendly, and there's like so many concepts going on that if a person's listening to you will get what you're saying. But afterwards, when you send them the link and they go and look at the link, there might be so much here in terms of different themes and length that it kind of dilutes what the experience was with you. So originally, we always say, that Mark Twain said that I apologize for not having the time to make it shorter, this letter that I'm sending, right? So editing for brevity and clarity is super important.
For sure. And it is, especially in the ADD world that we live in, to compress concepts into one of the things that happens all the time, Sharon, is people have got their device and they're scrolling and they're scrolling and they're scrolling. So you want things to pop out at them. Limbic message. Oh, that looks cool. What's that all about? Read a little bit. Keep scrolling. Another limbic message. Oh, I believe in that too. Oh, that's cool. What
The
else? A little
headlines.
bit. And then see, you want to think in terms of what is the experience of the end user that is going through your content, and how is it showing up for them on their device, on their screen, on their whatever, knowing that most people are scrolling. They're scrolling all the time. And so
Yeah.
having lengthy text, it doesn't even work. There are certain people that are just like, I'm out, I'm done. That's why you got to break it up and make those pops. The limbic message, a little bit of content. Limbic message, content, image that backs up the limbic message. Hubert, speak for a second about this, because this is one of your core areas of expertise, of how the image itself can back up the limbic message and vice versa.
Yes, for sure. So when Ridgely starts teaching about the limbic message, let me just stop sharing for a second so that this is more impactful. Ridgely starts off by teaching you the text formats of a limbic message, right? And so you've been thinking today about headlines and, statements that are limbically based. Now imagine that that text is superimposed over a graphic. Okay, and the graphic is, about, let's say you're talking about teamwork. We believe in teamwork. We believe in the power of teamwork. But then imagine that there's a graphic behind that has, two teams, or a team in a rowboat, in a crew boat, rowing, right? And so on another level, you're seeing that limbic messaging play out. And so when your website or your landing page or your sales page has the right graphics going on, then it's doubly powerful.
And not so easy to do, but if you spend the time thinking about it, one of the things that we do in our mastermind is that we and for those of you who are brand new or auditing with us this evening, for when we do this once a month, we act as a fractional CMO for everybody. Everybody's a member. You're a fractional CMO. We're going to help you create stuff. We're going to help you build images. We're going to help you create messaging, whatever. It's fun for us. This is our way of giving back. And if you'd like to find out more, whether you might be a fit or not, Hubert, you can drop the link in the chat for anybody, and we can talk about that more. We keep our, just for everybody's benefit, we're very, very rigorous about who joins the mastermind, and we also keep the prices super, super low, because this is our way of giving back. This is what we do to give back. Our business, for those of you who haven't heard this, it's crazy, but what we do is we serve elite dentists and community banks. That's it. That's what we do to make a living. And besides that, we play with AI and we help our friends and we make great connections, including all of you. So if you'd like us to help you with your business, just jump into my Calendly and book a call with me, and I'll see if it's a fit for you. Again, we're really, really generous with everything that we do because it's fun and we want to give back. I think it's one of those things that we have to do. So again, you want to have this dialed in everywhere, whatever you're doing. I know, Sharon, you have a website. You want that website to be dialed in. You want your sales pages to be dialed in. You want all those things to be dialed in, so that when somebody lands, they feel your authenticity. By definition, you stand out from everybody else, because we live in an inauthentic world. I'm sorry, but there's way too many crazies out there pretending to be things that they're not. And when you become good at expressing who you are and what you stand for and what you believe, you're naturally going to stand out from everyone, and people are going to be like, she gets me.
Yes, for sure.
Let me just finish one second, Kiwi. Here's the thing. It doesn't matter that that's not even really true, because biology is biology. In other words, if you put out a message that says, we believe in lasting relationships, Sharon, and people see that and they feel, wow, Sharon gets me. It's not that Sharon gets them. It's that there's a shared belief that is common to both. And therefore, a bond is created in that shared belief. It's super powerful because it's very primitive. There doesn't even have to be a direct connection between Sharon and that other person. As long as the belief is shared, it creates that connection. It creates that bond, and it creates the feeling of she gets me, therefore I want to be with her. It's a very unique how the brain biology works, but it's so powerful when you get this right.
Exactly. Now, I want to dive in deeper for Sharon because Mind Types After Dark is all about taking the time to dive in. So I can't let this go without mentioning this to you, Sharon. So you're a psychologist?
I have a master's in psychology, so I'm not quite, in Canada, I can't call myself a psychologist, but in Costa Rica now I can. So I don't know.
Okay. So, but it seems like you do coaching based on mindset and psychology and inspiration and that
Yeah,
sort of
money magnetism and heart. It's more heart set than mindset, but yeah.
cool.
Both.
Awesome. Then that validates what I'm gonna suggest to you. Okay. If your solution is about like taking a heart-centered approach, okay. Originally, this woman's last name is Love. How can she like not use that? Like if that was my business, I'd change my name to get that marketing angle.
Yeah, for sure.
Like
Yeah.
how can you let that go? Just ask AI, hey, my name is Sharon Love, and I want to offer some heart-centered coaching on stuff. Here's my last version of my landing page, and then you paste all of that stuff that you have in and see what you get back.
So we believe in love, or you deserve love, or something.
Yes, but
You
AI
deserve to live a life you
AI
love,
will
or
give you
something.
1,000 variations that you and I wouldn't be able to think of right now about
Cool.
the fact that it's a heart-centered approach from Sharon Love.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Okay, so
Brilliant.
like
Thank
I'm
you.
like, and so I don't know if the universe works this way, but Sharon, you're not the only love that was on the calls tonight.
True.
There was another. Like, how often does that happen?
Right? Yeah. Good
So,
point. That's wild.
okay, but in addition to all of that, you also win a joke.
Thank you.
So, are you ready?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you get a squirrel to like you?
I don't know.
Act like a nut.
Ah.
Channel your inner rebel and ask AI how to leverage your last name of Love with this
Wow.
copy that you wrote, and just put it in there and see what comes back. That's your homework.
Thank you. I will. Now, do you think I'm thinking about the brand now because it's under speakinspire.com, but I didn't even have that in the banner. So I'm wondering if I should be putting Inspiring Millionaires, Speak, Inspire, and Prosper, or something like that in the banner. So at least there's some connection to my brand.
Exactly. Or better
Yeah.
yet, something about love.
Speak, Inspire, and
As a matter
Prosper.
of fact,
Live.
Linda, hi Linda. Linda dropped this in the chat. She said she suggests we believe in love.
Do you love? We believe in love.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and creating a world of love.
There you go. So there's lots of stuff to play with. So your job is to actually figure out a subset of everything that we talked about for tomorrow when you pitch to your four. Good luck with that.
Good luck with that for sure.
Yes, but no,
Thank you so
AI is amazing at
Mhm.
summarizing things. So ask it
Yeah.
to summarize and distill it down to the core messaging. All righty.
Yes.
And I do have your email, and I will send you everything that we generated tonight.
Thank you so much. Yeah, that's good. Speak, inspire, and prosper with love. Yeah. Maybe love is better.
My dear. Thank you very much.
All right. Thanks, Sharon.
Okay, cool. Hubert Lee, amazing as always. We always have so much fun on Mind Types After Dark, bro. Incredible. So now, next week, we are meeting on Friday afternoon. And sometimes, crazily, Friday afternoons end up being great sessions because it's the end of the week. People have less pressure, less stress. So 4 o'clock Eastern, which is 1 o'clock Pacific. We are meeting Friday afternoon, 22nd next week. So tap into that if you have not yet talked to me and you're interested in joining our mastermind, please sign up for that. Love to make a new friend. I will tell you that many times on those calls, I'm like, hey, we're not the right fit for you, but let me give you a resource over here. Let me give you a resource over there. Always happy to do that. We really do this to serve and give back to the community. So go ahead, Hubert. I know you.
Okay, so yeah, I have a joke for Ridgely too, but before we do that, I can't let this one go. This is from our dear friend Bridget Ridgely. Bridget, the master at limbic messaging. As a matter of fact, she's doing some work for us, helping some of our clients with their limbic messaging. She has a suggestion for Sharon. Ridgely, get this headline: "Speak and inspire with love."
I like that. That's really, really solid.
Great job, Bridget. Genius. Great. Awesome.
And it's so subtle because
Yes.
nobody would know. See, I love this.
This
Let me
topic-
just, well, hold on. This is so good. The reason why it's so good is because Speak and Inspire with Love, people go, oh, wow, that's so nice. I love that. And then when they see Sharon Love down below, they're like, oh, Speak and Inspire with Love. They won't even think it, but it will land in a powerful way that is so good. Oh, that
Yes,
is-
and first they feel it because it feels good, and then it comes back.
and it'll come back, but they won't even know that connection. They'll already have it inside. I love that. Awesome.
Speak and inspire with love. Excellent. Everybody, good work. You all deserve a good joke. So, Ridgely, come on. You'll be able to guess this one. What did baby corn say to mama corn? What did baby corn say to mama corn?
I'm already laughing and I have no idea.
Where's popcorn?
Oh my God. Help me. Somebody help me. How did I end up with this guy? Oh my God. All right, people. We love you all. Have a great rest of your week, weekend, etc. Next Friday afternoon, if you're in the mastermind, we'll see you there. Maybe we can get some work done, especially with such a bunch of goofballs over here. All right. Big hug to everybody. See you next week.
Bye,
Ciao.
all.